What do you do?
I'm a lawyer, an advocate. I've been practicing in Uganda for the last 15 years now. So I run a law firm, but up until 2 years ago, I started an NGO that works with children. It's called Free Child Uganda, with specific emphasis on children in conflict with the law. And we have a partnership with the Government of Uganda through the Ministry of Gender. We're offering legal aid to the children that are remanded in these remand homes all over the country. And every region is different and unique. And of course, in West Nile, where we do have a remand home, we're working with a lot of children that are refugees that are having problems with the law and adjusting to life in Uganda. So that's basically what I do.
What drove you into this field?
Passion. From the time I started my law school, human rights was a very big thing for me, and I enjoy doing what I do. I first interacted with refugees as a student, second year law school student, and I knew that was the direction I wanted to take. But then with time, of course, priorities change, and then I moved back into mainstream law, but focusing on criminal law and governance. But somehow the calling is always there. Each time I go back home, you kind of see these glaring human rights abuses. So I guess I fitted right back into the whole system. So my focus is now criminal law, but with a tweak towards human rights perspective.
What is your greatest source of energy?
My daughter. She's the one thing that gives me the energy to get up to do what I do every day. I'm glad to have her in my life, and I will do whatever it takes for her, whilst also knowing that without her and without my family, I would not be where I am right now. So,
what was your most impressive childhood experience?
To narrow it down to one would be very difficult, but I think for me the most impressive childhood experience was growing up in neighborhoods without walls, without a care of what your neighbor is going to do, as opposed to what we're seeing today. Everyone has these huge high-rise wall fences, but I don't see that anymore. So for me, I think the freedom, the love, and the term that it takes a village to raise a child, I think for me that was the best part of my childhood memory, that everyone took care of the children in the community, which is missing today, sadly.
What is the best advice you've received?
Keep doing what you're doing. That is the best piece of advice anyone has ever given me. Do not lose faith in yourself, but just keep doing what it is you're doing. And it drives me every day, and I enjoy what it is I am doing. I actually, wow. I love it. I love it.
If it's not the same, what is the best advice you can give?
Don't give up. No matter how hard or how difficult things are, just keep doing what you're doing. Someone will notice you one day. But the best part of it is if it gives you joy, if it makes you happy, then I think that's the bottom line. What feelings does it awake inside you? I think that's the advice I would give someone.
What would you like to achieve in this lifetime?
It would be to see a place that actually is all-encompassing, very forgiving, and very accommodative, regardless of race, regardless of tribe, regardless of color. That for me would be the ideal situation, I guess.
What brings us together?
I think it's human nature. We're destined to be who we are. We can't live without the other. So there's a force that sort of draws us to one another. It's unexplainable, but I think at the bottom of it all, there has to be love. I think love and unity go hand in hand. And I believe that's what brings us all together.
What makes us human?
It starts with you. It starts with the blood that flows through your veins. If you love yourself, then you should be able to reciprocate and share that love. That's what makes us human. The caring aspect of it, the loving component of it, the understanding, the tolerance, sympathy, Without that, then you're not human. You cannot empathize if you don't have all those feelings. And I believe that's what it takes to be human. You need to be able to understand yourself. You need to be able to understand your neighbors. And above all, you need to be able to love one another, basically. I mean, that's what the Bible teaches us, right? But you need to live, believe, and understand and abide by the principles each waking day. So,
What is the most courageous decision you've made?
Marrying my husband against my parents' wishes, that was the most courageous thing I ever did.
What is your strongest conviction?
There's a place for everyone in this world. We don't have a choice in being here. We're actually born into this world, but we're here for whatever divine reason, but we are here for a purpose, to fulfill a certain purpose on earth.
What does home mean to you?
Home is where the heart is. East or west, home is best. For me, if you're looking at it in any other way, I don't see myself living anywhere else other than Uganda. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to travel, but somehow it's not home. It always feels alien. It's nice to go for a day or two, a week, a month, but somehow there's that drawback. You miss family, you miss your friends, you miss your lifestyle. Every community, every society, every country is different. So Uganda is home. I wouldn't want it any other way.
What role does spirituality play in your life?
It does quite a bit. I was raised up in a very Christian family. So some of the values that my parents instilled in me, the values that my grandparents passed in me, were all based on the biblical preachings and the teachings. So it does influence my life. And each morning I get up, I do say, you know what? Thank you, Lord, for yet another day. And before I go to bed, it's the same thing. Thank you, Lord, for the day that I had. Send your guardian angels to watch over us. And that's all. So it is part and parcel of my life, my everyday life. So,
Who are you?
I am a 40-year-old Ugandan woman, a single parent now. My husband passed away last year. A hardworking mother, a friend. I love life. I live it every day as though it was my last. And above all, I enjoy working with people and I enjoy learning from people because it makes me who I am today. And because of the passion, because of the love, and I do enjoy making friends. I've had the opportunity to know so many people, not only in Uganda, but all over the world. I have so many, not acquaintances, but actually friends, because you can actually tell the difference, and they'll always check on you. So Winnie is a passionate, hardworking, very loving and friendly person. That is who I am.
What's your name? And if you know, what does it mean?
Let's see. I have my maiden name and my father's name. So the name Chandiru is a name from West Nile. It means sorrow. Now, usually the tradition is you get a name based on a happening or something. Now, unfortunately for me, and this is something my parents fought over, so I have two maiden names, Letasi and Chandiru. Now, Letasi means sorrow. The day I was born is the day my father's best friend passed on. So he kind of gave it to me in commemoration of his friend. Now, the name Letasi was given to me by my maternal grandmother, being the firstborn of her daughter. So it means for love. Now, the name Adukule is my father's name. It's a family name, but it also does have a meaning. It's the only one. I do not know why my grandparents decided to give him that name. Incidentally, there are 3 boys and 2 girls, but they must have had their reasons. So, yeah. That's the meaning of Chandiru and Letasi. Sorrow and love. Quite contradictory, but it is what it is.